everyone. I'm Anushka Rathi, and today we are exploring a subject that connects directly to farming, food, and our daily lives, that is, agricultural meteorology. I'll be walking you through the textbook Principles of Agricultural Meteorology by B.M. Moat and D.D. Sahu, which is designed as per the ICAR syllabus. This book has objective questions with answer keys, making it perfect for students, teachers, and even researchers in agriculture and elite sciences. Let's walk through the book chapter by chapter. The authors acknowledge that agricultural meteorology is interdisciplinary, connecting meteorology with agriculture, horticulture, fisheries, forestry, and animal husbandry. The book is built to guide undergraduates, but its insights are useful for anyone studying the link between weather, climate, and agriculture. Meteorology introduces atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere, showing how they work together to influence the weather. Here comes chapter 2. Agricultural meteorology dives deep into how weather impacts crops, livestock, and farming systems. It explains the scope, importance, and relationship of agrometeorology with other sciences. For example, how temperature decides germination or how rainfall patterns shape sowing seasons. Chapter 3. Solar radiation explains processes of heat transfer, radiation balance, greenhouse effects, and instrument used to measure solar energy. Chapter 4, in which air temperature teaches how maximum, minimum, and optimum temperature ranges affect crop growth, flowering, and yield. For instance, why wheat requires cooler climates while rice thrives in hot and humid regions. Chapter 5, in which wind and pressure explains atmospheric pressure, circulation, and pressure belts. Chapter 6, in which condensation covers dew, fog, frost, and cloud formation. Chapter 7 is precipitation details rainfall, snow, hail, and sleet along with the hydrological cycle. Together these chapters explain why certain areas get heavy rains and others remain dry. Chapter 8 is Indian monsoons, that is tailored for our country, explaining the southwest and northeast monsoons, their origin and significance. Chapter 9 talks about how drought categorizes meteorological, hydrological, and agricultural droughts and provides practices farmers can adopt during scarcity. This prepares students to connect climate science with practical farming. Chapter 10 is Weather Forecasting and Agromet Advisory Services, explains observational networks, type of forecasts, and methods of predicting weather. It also highlights how advisory services help farmers schedule irrigation, protect crops, and plan ahead. Chapter 11, Micrometeorology explores microclimates within crop canopies, showing how conditions vary a few meters above soil. Chapter 12, in which remote sensing describes how satellites and sensors gather data for monitoring crops, predicting droughts, and disaster management. Chapter 13, in which crop modeling demonstrates how mathematical models predict plant growth, simulate yield, and guide agricultural planning. These three chapters shows the modern scientific face of agricultural meteorology. In chapter 14, Global Warming and Climate Changes discusses greenhouse gases, climate shifts, and their effect on agriculture. It also provides adaptation and mitigation strategies, making it highly relevant in today's scenario of extreme weather events. From chapter 15 to chapter 22, the book becomes very practical. It covers agrometeorological observatories and then explains measurement of air and soil temperature, rainfall, evaporation, wind speed and direction, sunshine hours, radiation, atmospheric pressure, and relative humidity. Each chapter details instruments, installation methods, precautions, and units of measurement. For students, this acts as both a reference and a practical guide for labs and fieldwork. Chapter 23, Study of Automatic Weather Station introduces digital weather monitoring systems that automatically record parameters. Finally, chapter 24. Preparation of synoptic chart explains how large-scale weather maps are prepared and interpreted for forecasting. The best part is that after the chapters, the book includes objective questions with answer keys. This makes revision quick and exam preparation much easier. So this was a journey through principles of agricultural meteorology. This is not just a textbook, it's a complete learning toolkit combining theory, practical, modern technology and exam practice. So if you are studying agriculture, horticulture or elite sciences, this book is a must-have. You can get your copy from Scientific Publishers. And don't forget to follow Scientific Publishers social media for updates and subscribe to this channel so you never miss our content. Thank you for watching and always remember, understanding weather is the first step to smarter farming and sustainable food production.